As a follow-up video, I thought I would show how you can readily move the SSD cartridges from the PXIe system to a PC or PCIe system using the new Marathon RAID Subsystem from RADX. So in our prior demo, you may recall these 4 Micron Ion 6500 30 terabyte drives from this system here, which is the PXIe system. I've now inserted them into the 8-bay RAID subsystem, and you can see that there's an array of 4 drives here. These are the Micron drives. I have 4 Sabrent, and Sabrent has just brought out a new line of U.2 drives that are quite good. These are 1.92 terabyte drives that have similar performance characteristics to the Micron drives. And so I have 2 RAID 0x4 arrays in this one enclosure interfaced via the PCI Express Gen 4x16 host adapter from HighPoint. This whole system is a HighPoint system. And that's now attached to or integrated into a NUC 12 Extreme, and we'll see how well it performs. Then we'll go through the whole exercise of changing the drives out, etc., etc. So I'm going to now run the benchmark that we saw previously. So it's running on you can see it's running on the drive D, which is the 120 terabyte RAID array. You can see that we're getting 26.8 gigabytes per second. That's right, 26.8 gigabytes per second, because this is a PCI Express Gen 4x16 interface as opposed to the PCI Express Gen 3x8 interface that we had on the PXIe 1092. So the same drive array now moved over to the PC is producing about 4 times the performance, at least for reads. So it'll run for 60 seconds like before. Almost there. Now you can see that we've achieved almost 27 gigabytes per second. So close to 4 times the performance, which you would expect going from Gen 3x8 to Gen 4x8. And now we're writing to the array, and you can see that we're in the same ballpark, 24, 25 gigabytes per second, give or take a little bit. Now keep in mind this is using half of the enclosure for a RAID 0x4 array. We have a second RAID 0 array in there, RAID 0x4. And so you can imagine if you had a fleet of vehicles taking data, then with several of these by 8 arrays, you could bring the data from the cars in, and you could actually, take the data from them operationally very conveniently. In fact, you can have 2 arrays running at once. So almost there again. 24.7, so not quite as fast as the reads, but very close. So this is exemplifies how you can basically move data from a PXIe system to a PC or a PCIe system quite readily. And now we'll go through the same process we did before, and we'll eject those drives. So we bring up the logical view. Takes a moment. You can see we have 2 arrays. We've got the Sabrent array based on the 1.92 terabyte drives, and we've got the RAID array based on the Micron drives, 122, almost 123 terabytes. And that's the Sabrent drives here in blue and the Micron drives in yellow. And just like before, we can use the HighPoint software to basically disconnect or unplug those drives, and you'll get a blink. Or I've configured this system to actually flash the screen as it unplugs or disconnects those drives. That's 2, 3, 4, and now we'll get notice that the array is safe to remove. There we go. So now we can remove the array, and we can move it back to the PXIe system, for example. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll do the same trick we did before. I'm going to move these things around so you can see how easy it is to unload data from one system, load data in another system, irrespective of order. And that's it. And so we watch over here for the array to come back online, and we'll get a message here in the bottom right corner telling us that everything's cool. There's one. There we go. So we're back online. Now I can rescan, and you can see here's the Micron based array and the Sabrent array. So this thing works like a champ. So feel free to move terabytes or petabytes at your leisure. And by the way, this system actually, just one more thing, if you use the new 122 terabyte drives available from, for example, Solidigm, this is almost a petabyte in this one little chassis at the same performance levels. So tremendous capacity and performance, and as you will see when I announce the pricing, very affordable. Anyway, hope this helps and hope to hear from you soon. And come see us at NI Connect at the end of the month.